So, Girls und Panzer, episode 4. Pretty much, I actually really like this one. A lot of shit got pretty much happened. So, picking up where they last left off, tank battle against this other school. They're starting. Main team's like, you know what, we'll distract them, bring them to you guys. You guys just shoot them, alright? And they're like, alright. So they shoot a shell, miss the main team, gets their attention, drive away, they start getting shot at. Then a shell comes really close to Miho, and finally someone has some fucking logic, and the orange hair girl's like, get the fuck in the tank, Miho! Miho, like, you could get killed. And she's like, I'm a small target, bitch, it's alright. And she's like, no, like, fucking tank shells are flying around. Get in. So she's like, alright, I'll get in. So she gets in the tank, all that jazz. But a moment later, she's back outside. Like, this girl just doesn't give a fuck, but whatever. So her friends are pretty much like, they were hanging out playing cards or whatever. Now they're geared up to shoot like their tanks. And apparently student council girl, or like single glasses girl, or monocle girl, she's a little trigger happy because she's like, shoot! And it's like, we're your friends. What the fuck? Stop shooting at us. And that gives away their position. Enemy team's like, you know what? Pincer maneuver or whatever. Let's go around them. So now they're fucked. So the enemy team just starts shooting on them, just fucking destroys them, like starts blasting shit. And student council team, they like try to back up, tread breaks off, and they're like, look at that, interesting. Our tank fell out. Whoa, what a whimsical event. And it's like, really? Like, but whatever, I guess the president of the student council really doesn't give a shit. She's like, it's fun. Even though Glasses Girl's freaking the fuck out and raging and like, kill anything. And Lolly team, they just freak the fuck out. They're like, oh no. And they like bail and they run away. And their tank gets fucked. And it's like, really, kids? Come on. You're in a fucking whatever. So they're like, what are we going to do? How are we going to do this? How come everyone's fucking tank shells are missing? I thought we all trained for this. Whatever. So they're like, all right, you know what? Let's bail. So they bail. And they go to a city. So I'm like, okay, how the fuck are you guys going into the city? Like, isn't this more dangerous? Aren't there rules or regulations? But apparently they can do this. So they go into the city, they're dodging shells and shit, pretty much trying not to get hit. It's pretty much, now it's main team, best team, and volleyball girl team or whatever. And they're going around. They go through the city. People are cheering. I'm confused why people are in the streets. If a tank shell just comes and hits you, wouldn't that fucking end your day? But whatever. So they're like, we're going to need help. They all kind of do like sneak tactics, hide in the streets. Best team hides in street. And they're like, you know what? Let's fucking... They put their flags or banners and they just shoot one fucking tank and destroy them. Just off them. And it's like, damn, perfect. And then I guess volleyball team, they hid in some like engineering thing or whatever, and they tricked the other team to think that they were in the parking garage, which was a stupid thing to me. I don't know why the fuck you'd think like, oh, they're obviously in the parking garage and they're just waiting for us so they could shoot back. But no, so they shoot at them, fuck up that tank, done. So now they're like, oh, what are we gonna do? And best team is driving around, but they are sadly defeated for the moment, temporarily I'd say, because they drove around and they're like, oh, good thing these streets, like these walls give us like protection because we have such a low profile because our tank's like really low to the ground. And then they get shot because of their glorious banners giving away their position. So like, I salute them. It sucks for them. Anyway, volleyball team, they get fucked because it turns out the tank they shot didn't die. It was still alright. And it turns its turn and it's like, yo. And they're like, ah, fuck. And then they get shot. So now they're like, there's still 4 tanks and they're going to fuck you up, main team. And main team's like, oh shit, we got to do this. So they drive around, they do a few dodge things. They pretty much eventually get cornered. They're like, well, fuck. And then student council team or whatever, they show up and they're like, oh yeah, buddy, let's do this. And they shoot and they miss. And it's like, how can you fucking miss from there? So they get shot up and they pay the price. So then main team's like, all right, let's do this. And they drive up and they're like, bye, right in the face of one of the tanks. And then they keep going. They do these little like sneak, like go along the wall, park, bye, one more tank, go around the corner, get against the wall. They're not going to expect that yet. But another tank. So they just took out 3 tanks on their own. And now big ass tank shows up and it's like, all right, time to do work. So they shoot at it, nothing. So they try to escape, make a U-turn, and then fucking it becomes Tokyo Drift, slide around it, shoot, second shell hits, but the big ass tank shoots them too, and they lose. And that's it. So then I guess enemy team greets them. They're like, oh yeah, well, you're pretty good. Who are you? And she's like, I'm Miho. And he's like, oh wait, your sister Maho or some shit? Like, I don't know. That's probably gonna mean something later. Anyway, she has to do the angler dance. Like, I don't know what the fuck is up with that thing, but it's weird. They wear these weird pink dresses, suits. Pretty much student council teacher, whatever, is like, oh, it's a group thing. We both have to do it, or both teams. So I thought the entire tank squad was gonna do it, but I guess just those two teams. So anyway, they go on, and now we find out Flower Girl. Apparently, like, we meet her mom. And it turns out she's in a really known family, or her family lives there. And her mom's like, oh, hey, are these your friends? And they're like, yeah. And brown hair girl blabs about the tanks. So now her mom's like, what? And checks her. And she's like, oh, the scent of iron and oil. How could these hands made for arranging flowers, how could they? Oh. And she dies. Okay, well, she doesn't actually die, but she just passes out, I guess, but it's a ridiculous thing to me. I don't understand why the fuck they do that. But anyway, later she has a discussion with the daughter, and she's all like, you can't do this. You should be flowers. Like, your flower is like what you should do. And she's like, nah, I want to do tanks because there's something more. There's something more. And she's like, then you're, like, pretty much, she's, like, disowned or whatever. Like, go start another life. Like, get the fuck out of here. Or GTFO, like, whatever. And that's like, damn, that kind of sucks. And it's like, well, wait, where the fuck is her dad in all this? Like, I don't know. Animes are weird like that, but whatever. So the mom controls. She's like, get the fuck out. The butler, like, slave guy, I don't know what the fuck he does, but he fucking runs the car, takes her out, and they go back to the boat, and that's pretty much it. Oh, wait, no, actually, I guess they're going to have another tournament, or there's, like, some trials things or whatever, and they get Team 8, which is Sanders or some shit, and they show a shit ton of tanks. And I'm like, they better not be fucking going against this team. Like 5 against, like, 20, 30? Alright, that's a little overkill. But, hell, I don't know. Fucking the anime could be ridiculous. I'm assuming they're just going to do a 5-on-5, but they're just showing that this other team is very well organized, but whatever. So, yeah. So, now I'm pretty much just waiting to see what the fuck is going to happen in the next episode, or when the next episode is going to happen. But either way, so far, I actually really like this show. It's probably it's like one of the best shows I'm watching right now. So yeah. So if you like the video, like it. If you want more, subscribe. And yeah, thanks for watching. Later.